fiction book, and that book just really made me want to read more literary fiction. I do personally love literary fiction. It is definitely like in my top 3 genres, but there's kind of like different, I don't know, it's hard to exactly categorize, but these assuming it's them too. And it says it says the book is a missing person mystery, a serial killer thriller, and a love story. So, I don't know, that's just, all of that sounds really good to me. And let's see what the first sentence is. Oh. Oh. Okay, I like this even more. The This wild and wondrous novel is a fairy tale for grown-ups who still knock on the back of wardrobes, just in case. That actually sounds like perfection. I love that so much. So, okay, it follows our two main characters, Jeremy and Rafe. As boys, they were best friends, and they disappear mysteriously in the forest and reappear 6 months later. And then there's like a 15-year time jump, and one of the boys has become a reclusive artist who still like has trauma from what happened, and then the other guy has become a missing person investigator. Yeah, and then I think the two get kind of swept into a missing persons case, and they're forced to, go back and face their whatever happened to them 15 years ago. So that sounds very, very interesting. There's like a map here. First sentence, let's go. Okay. There's a prologue. This is always the dilemma I'm faced with. Prologue or first chapter. But I feel like this is different than like the email or like a quote or something. Like this is the beginning of the book. So, okay. It says, once upon a time in West Virginia, two boys went missing. But then, like before that, the little tagline says 15 years before our story begins. You know, if I hadn't like read the blurb on the inside flap, fiction, but the reason it's like literary in my mind, it's a literary memoir because it was a finalist for the National Book Award. So, yeah, I'm sorry to be misleading. It's not lit. This one is a literary memoir. So it's Liliana's Invincible Summer, A Sister's Search for Justice by Cristina Rivera Garza. So, this book is about this author whose sister was killed 30 years ago, and she is trying to like bring justice for her sister. So in 1990, her sister was murdered by an abusive ex-boyfriend. And then, it says in Mexico City. And it says it is told in very, like, almost lyrical prose, I've heard. And yeah, just her trying to find justice for her sister. In this remarkable and genre-defying memoir, she confronts the trauma of losing her sister and examines how this tragedy continues to shape who she is and what she fights for today. I've heard amazing, amazing things about this one. Let's see. The first sentence is, "The tree is brimming with invisible birds." was surprised.